How's it going, guys? Public Safety Network here. I figured we'd do a segment that we haven't done in a little while, and that's going to be on the job. I recently got a request in the comment section to do a video on transit security, and I thought it was a good topic, so we're going to go ahead and do that. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell icon to let you know when I release new videos, and if you don't already, make sure you follow me on Instagram and like the Facebook page. So what exactly is transit security? Transit security's main job is to protect, some form of transit system, whether that's a bus system, train, subway, pretty much any form of mass transit that would be considered critical infrastructure in order to get around some type of area. Usually it's a major metropolitan city. The issue with transit security, though, is it ranges the gambit. I've seen them all the way down to unarmed contract security guards, and then you have fully sworn police departments like the New York Transit Authority, the BART police in San Francisco, and then even larger national like Amtrak or the Union Pacific Railroad, who are police departments that deal with the rail system. Obviously, based on your level of training and authority, your job may, while rarely, if you're an unarmed contract security guard, your only job may be make sure that everyone has a ticket, and you may be asked to kick off, unruly passengers or, pretty much anyone that's causing a disturbance on the transit system, all the way up to obviously fully sworn police departments like Amtrak, BART, or the New York Transit Authority, who may not only enforce laws on the transit system, but also may investigate threats or crimes committed on public transit. And so that's where you're going to kind of run into. There are some federal agencies, like I believe the Transportation Security Administration does have some divisions that deal with other forms of mass transit, not necessarily just airports, but don't quote me 100% because I'm not 100% up to date on all of the programs that they have going on. But when looking to get into this job, you're going to want to look at it, look exactly what you're looking for. So if you're looking to get into more of like the law enforcement side, first of all, see if your state has some form of transit authority. Not every state has this. I know the state that I live in, we don't have a police department specifically designed for any mass transit we have. Usually it's the job of the local police department or sheriff's office, or sometimes even the state police. And I do know that the cities do contract out with some security companies, but a lot of it is, as I mentioned earlier, where it's unarmed security work, just pretty much making sure people have tickets to ride the transit system. So first of all, that's obviously what you're going to check to see if your state has some form of transit authority, either whether it's police or armed security, and then obviously it's going to break down the qualifications of what it takes to get into that job. Obviously, if it's more of like a police type authority job, then it's going to be obviously much harder, and you're going to probably have to meet a lot of the same qualifications that peace officers in your state have to meet. Armed security, maybe not so much. Again, I can't really attest to every single state because every single state, like most security jobs, run it differently. Obviously, if it's some type of contract gig, you may want to check to see what security company runs your local transit security, and see if they have any openings. That's the thing with security, is when you're working contract gigs, they may have spots, they may not. You may want to, if that's really what you're interested in, you may want to just get in with the company in general, and then see if wait for openings to appear. Again, similar to what I mentioned before, because it runs the gambit, equipment's going to be very different. If you're an unarmed security guard, you may just be carrying a radio, wearing uniform. You may get a middle ground where maybe you're armed security, so you may get a firearm and less lethals, and then obviously all the way up to a fully sworn peace officer, where you have all of the technology and gear that a police officer would carry. This is going to be kind of a short one, guys, because similar to a lot of the other on-the-job videos, it's just kind of give you a brief overview of pretty much what transit authority does and kind of some ideas on maybe how to get into. Again, I'm not an expert on every type of transit security that's out there, so you're going to want to check locally, or if you know someone that works in the transit authority, you probably will ask them. But again, this is just to kind of give you a brief overview of the job and maybe some qualifications you need to get into it. But thanks again for watching, guys. I know I've been kind of spacing these videos out a lot, and I'm trying to get back on it. So if you have more suggestions for other jobs you may want to look at, I'm thinking about doing court officers next, if anyone's interested in that, or if you have another suggestion that you'd like. But I'm trying to get on these more videos, guys, and so if you have suggestions, go ahead and let me know. Obviously, I would like to thank everyone for finally reaching the 1,000 subscriber mark. I know a lot of people never even get that far, and it took me a while, but I'm glad I got here, and I wouldn't have done it without you guys. So as I mentioned before, if you're not a subscriber, make sure you go and hit the subscribe button and that notification bell icon. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video.